Welcome back to the Northside Grizzly Arena. This will be the second game of the 25th annual Tournament of Champions. I'm Buzz Sawyer, sitting next to my good friend and broadcast partner, Keith Evans. Keith, welcome in.
Hey, had a lot of good times with you, Buzz. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a great ball games tonight. Just looking at the bracket, I'll tell you, Brooke Jackson does a great job. I don't know how she finds these teams, but we've got a lot of quality teams here this year.
Yeah, a lot of them you probably hadn't heard of. Mm-hmm. You started investigating them a little bit. Man, they've got a great history. The team we just saw win was 43-0 last year. They don't know how to lose.
Yeah, and, you know, we were trying to figure out where's Bergman, Arkansas. Well, it's up around Harrison's while we're here. Yeah. And then the team they played, Jones, Oklahoma City, two-time defending state champs. That was their first game of the year.
Back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, we're about a minute from the opening tip-off, but we're going to go down center court where we've got Coach Beaumont and Coach Brunk. Coach?
Thank you, Buzz. Coach, the 25th anniversary of the Tournament of Champions, and you're going to be the second game of the night. Starting off your season 4-1, Coach. It's been unprecedented for the Lady Mavericks. Tell me a little bit about your expectations for this game today and then for the season.
Carl Junction's very well coached. We played them last year. Coach Shorter does a great job. They have two really special players. You know, it's just going to be about pace. Can we control the pace? Do they get to? And that's what it's going to come down to. We're off to a really good start. Really pleased. I actually told the girls before the game that, you know, coming into this tournament the last few years, it's been pretty stressful. But I'm at peace with where we're at. Like, I feel like we've had a good offseason, and I feel good about where we're sitting at right now.
And unique for you, Coach, we have a lot of teams from Oklahoma and teams from Arkansas. You have coached in both states. What do you think about the level of play you're going to see in this tournament?
Oh, it's going to be really high level. I mean, Jones, obviously they lost that game, but that's a really great team from the state of Oklahoma. So Pulpa is incredible. Stillwell will be they'll be sneaky good. I mean, it's awesome to see kind of like a border war type of deal. Have them from all over the place coming down here to pit against Arkansas and see who the best is.
Coach, I really appreciate what you do, and good luck this season and a great start to the year, and good luck today. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks, Coach. The Lady Mavs will take on Carl Junction. If you don't know where Carl Junction is, it's in the southwest corner of Missouri. It's about a 2.5-hour drive. So a lot of these teams, you know, it's not next door. They're having to travel to get here. And like Keith said earlier, man, he's got some talent. You got to have a lot of college scouts that are here seeing these kids play. And Kendra Roberts, who is she is a past player in this tournament. She played on a championship team for the Northside Lady Bears. She's now the head 9th grade coach doing what she loves. And she was talking about what these scouts are looking for. Kendra, let's talk about that one more time.
So I basically said, as a former college recruiter, I'm looking for how you respect your coaches, how you respect your teammates, if you're hustling, just basically those good character aspects instead of skill. Of course, that comes last, but if you have a rotten attitude, I'm not really looking at you.
So if you have a kid that has a lot of skill and has a great attitude,
oh yeah,
that phone starts ringing.
Yes, that is Christmas.
Well, Kendra's going to join us again. Keith Evans will lead us through this.
Okay, I'll take you through this, Buzz. I'll tell you what, you look at both teams tonight. Southside is an improved team, very young last year. They're still a young team, basically 4 juniors, 1 senior. They're 4-1 on the season right now, and it was a game last week against Mount St. Mary's. It was 2 girls really stood out. Sophia Nyhouse, 16 points in the first half. She finished with 22 points. When she slowed down the second half, Sierra Smith picked it up, the 16 second half points, including 4 3-pointers. So a lot of points there from those 2 girls, and they'll get some other girls that'll fit in too. They go about 8 deep. Well, you look at this Missouri team, the Carl Junction Lady Bulldogs. I think it really starts and ends with their big player will be Destiny Burgee. She's averaging 22 points a game. She's already going to Drury College next year. And then it's going to be a tough matchup for Nyhouse in the middle because you've got number 10, Kylie Scott, 6'3".
So what do you attribute to the difference in the Lady Mavs this year as opposed to last year? They just growing up?
They're growing up. They're getting a little more talent. They're actually, it's really kind of building from the 9th grade on. They've got a very good 9th grade team this year. The JV team's better than what they were last year, but Yeah, it's just a matter of just getting out there and playing some. And, you saw that when you play a lot of sophomores.
Well, Carl Junction, which like a lot of folks hadn't heard of them, 7 straight district championships.
And like I said, Brooke Jackson brings in all these teams. There's a 2-point shot there by Michaela Tempest.
Wow. Well, that's the way you want to get started.
That's going to be that's going to be key for the Mavs tonight. Is they're going to have to get off to an early start. Going to have to play. They'll play a lot of matchup zone defense. There's a nice drive and penetration by Scott. Still get 2. Mavs going with
Kylie Scott, 6'3", just a junior.
You remember that team we had in here last year that had their starting lineup? I think the smallest girl on that team was 6'1".
I do remember that. When I was in school, you didn't see a girl that was 5'10", 5'11". It's amazing to see the height that you're seeing now.
And those girls last year, we watched them, they could actually, you see a tall girl like that a lot of times, or a tall guy, they aren't real flexible, don't move a lot, but those girls can move and they can do it all. But interesting thing about that, folks, was, they came out and they actually got beat, I believe, by Greenwood in the second round.
Yeah, Greenwood's very intense. They're not in the tournament this year, but well-coached team. They do a good job.
And the chemistry on the team is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Here's the free throw on the way by Scott, and it's good. Lady Bulldogs lead 3-2. Kendra, I got to ask you this question, and this is maybe my ignorance of doing girls basketball. Here's the 3 on the way up, and it's off the rim, no good. It'll be rebounded by Scott. Scott, Buzz actually averages 13 rebounds a game, 3 block shots. Might have got away with the travel there. And their go-to person will be Destiny Burgee, averaging 22 points a game. She'll be called for a walk. But Kendra, I got to ask you this question. When I do a girls' game and I talk about defense, is it okay to say man-to-man?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Perfectly fine.
Now you're clear. Now you're clear to go.
I feel better now.
Yeah.
Borland with a 3 on the way, in and out. Scott with the rebound.
It's going to be hard to get any second shots tonight, too, with Scott under the basket. Scott will bring the ball up for the Lady Bulldogs, set up the offense.
We talked about that in the first game. There weren't a whole lot of second chance opportunities. So much traffic in the middle. But did a great job. Wasn't off the glass, no good there. But what a great job in the first game of making what you had count. And that Trammell girl, gosh, she ended up, what was her total points? Do you remember?
18.
18.
Buzz, what was your overall assessment? You watched that first game. Obviously, that Bergman team's really good. You kind of go a little bit deeper into this, too. Bergman and Lamar played for the state 3A championship last year. You got a little bit of a rivalry going right there if those teams were to meet at some point.
Yeah, and Lamar plays in the last game tonight against Sapulpa.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to that game. You got that Lamar team, the small school basketball, loaded team, very good as Burgee makes both free throws. But then you got a Sapulpa team. They've got a set of girls, sisters on there, 2 sisters, the McQuarters sisters. You'll probably remember R.J. McQuarters that played for the Cowboys. Here's a drive by Burgee for 2 more. She now has 4 points. McQuarters is the
Nice steal there by Burgee.
And Burgee's a ball player.
Boy, she is.
Goes up for a shot, and it's good.
So a quick 6-point lead.
That's 6 straight points for the Lady Bulldogs. That's 6 straight points for Burgee.
Guys, we have a timeout on the floor. We're going to take one with them. We'll be back with more of the Tournament of Champions right after this.
You're in business to do business, not paperwork. That's where the skills of Potts & Company certified public accountants can help you succeed. Trust the experienced professionals of Potts & Company for tax preparation, bookkeeping, and other business services. Using QuickBooks for your operations? They're QuickBooks experts. The Potts & Company team can help you establish, organize, and optimize your QuickBooks for utmost effectiveness. Visit pottscpa.com to learn more.
Welcome back to action. 2 points there early in the ball game. Destiny Burgee, definitely a college prospect. 6 early points, and Kylie Scott down low. It's hard to get anything down there. It's going to get called for a foul. That's a good job by Nyhouse getting good low post coverage down there.
So Nyhouse is a 6-foot junior.
Yeah.
And she commands some respect in the underneath the basket, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does a very good job of positioning, uses her body well. Here's an inside pass to Lana. He misses a shot. That was Lana Perry on the attempt there.
Well, one thing about being on the floor like this, we're not at a scorer's table on the opposite side, pretty close to the line. A lot of expensive equipment. Here's nice three-pointer.
Three-point shot. That's Scott again. Scott now has 6 points. Lady Mavs got the better job of taking care of the basketball. Here's a three on the way by Burgee. It's up and no good, and Savannah Smith gets a rebound for the Lady Mavs. That's going to be a key, too, is Smith. If she can set up, get her feet squared, that elbow up, she can make some threes. They work the ball down on the Nyhouse, goes up for a shot. Man, that's tough right down there.
That is tough. You get a little out of control, and sometimes you try to force a shot. But your eyes get big. You get under the basket, your eyes get big, and you want to try to do a little more than you can.
Well, your eyes get big, too. Then you look down there and you see that girl is about 3 inches taller, too. So it makes it a lot tougher. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Burgee and Scott really have dominated here in the first quarter. Scott, 6 points, and actually both of them have 6 points, 12-3 lead. Southside made the opening three from Tampus, haven't scored since.
So Bergman won the first game of the night. They'll go on to the 8:30 game tomorrow night. So they get plenty of rest between now and then.
That's past my bedtime. You get to 8:30.
Right at my bedtime.
You had a little one, so I bet it
yes.
is.
Kendra's also a mom now, so she has double duty.
Oh, yeah.
Bergman doing a good job of passing the ball around. Here's a three-point shot by Burgee on the way. It's up and no good. The fight for the rebound is tipped to Nyhouse to Peyton Yaffe, who will take it down. We'll try to get the ball inside.
Well, she got away with a little bit there.
Well, that was really yes and no. She really made the pass. I think if she'd come back down with a dribble, they'd probably called walking on her, but she made the pass off the top, so I think she was okay there. There's an open look for Lana Perry on the way up, and it's rims and goes out.
You know, Southside started out with a 3-0 lead, and 4:29 left in the first, and they're still at 3, just gone cold.
Nyhouse doing a good job getting that defensive rebound. Here's a three-point away by Nyhouse, up and no good. Here's a 15-footer by Smith, up and no good.
Good rebound.
Good hustle play there by Peyton Yaffe. That's what Yaffe will give you on the floor. She's not going to score a lot of points, but she will give you, I kind of equate her to, I'll go with like a Jalen Williams, someone like that can do it all. And you look at their stats, they'll actually be pretty good by the end of the game.
Guys, this year we have the first annual Merrill Mankin Defensive Award. They'll give that to a player at the end of the tournament. So keep your eyes open for a defensive player that really stands out. Somebody that hustles, maybe not a big point producer, but a great hustler.
You mentioned Mankin. He's what a great coach he was at Southside. And I know that got to cover some of his ball games, and they were playing a Springdale team that had 3 really good players, D1 players. He went to I've never seen it before, Buzz. He went to a triangle and 2. Won the game and actually ended up playing Northside in the state championship game the next week.
He was a guy that loved the underdog. You know, wanted to see kids perform, and a lot of heart.
Here's a 3 on the way up and no good. Jaffe gets the rebound for Lady Mavs, wants to push it up. As Felicity Suggs gets the ball down the corner, checks in. Here's a 3-point shot on the way, and it's good by Peyton Yaffe.
You get hot from 3-point, things change really fast. We saw a young lady for Bergman in the first game went 5 for 5.
Let's see Sierra Smith's game. She made 4 against Mount St. Mary's last Friday night. And if, you know, like I said, if she can get set, she can do it. Now here's a drive in by Burgee, and we would call it a jump ball. It's good down low defense by the Mavs, getting down there triple teaming as they get into the paint.
Good move.
Nice move, just couldn't get it to go. That was Nyhouse. Nyhouse could be a force underneath.
Like I said, she uses her body well. They've also got another girl on the bench, Katie Van, that'll play some too, that does a pretty good job down low. Here's an inside play. It's going to be knocked away as Suggs will take the ball away. They'll try to push it up. They have a breakaway here with Yaffe. Goes up for the shot. It's up, and it's good. And she's fouled.
You know, to see how better they've gotten since last year,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
It really is impressive. So they played a lot of sophomores last year, so these girls have grown up a little bit.
Right.
And Coach Brunk, is this his second year or third year?
I believe it's his third year. And he's done a great job.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what I like about this team. And this may sound odd, but you watch these girls play, they're having fun. You see the smiles on their faces. You may not win every game, but to me, if you're teaching basketball, these kids are getting better and they're having fun. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I agree.
And it is a little more fun when you do get some wins.
It helps.
That helps.
Southside cuts the lead down 12-8.
Good rotation.
Here's another steal. Tinsley Freeman gets the ball over on a nice pass. Here's about a 4-footer by Suggs. It's up and it's good.
Well, Lady Mavs back in the ball game now, just down 2.
Suggs is another one of those girls, too, that will give you some good hard minutes. Here's a tip takeaway again by Suggs.
They move the ball really well.
Here's a three-pointer on the way by Suggs, up and no good. And what you've seen a little bit different from the Mavs, I think they're really trying to push the pace a bit, which I think is a good idea because you've got a tall girl down low. It kind of takes out your set offense. You're down to one shot pretty much, and it's really been very effective. Here's a nice drive inside by Burgee. I don't know, Buzz, from telling you that story about Merrill Mankin playing that triangle in 2. I'm looking at Burgee and Scott. They've got all 12 points. You might want to play a triangle in 2 here.
Yeah, you think.
Scott misses the first free throw. She's 2 out of 3 from the foul line. And I think that's the key, too, and I think, Kendra, you'll agree with this, is when you penetrate the basket a lot, you need to be a good free throw shooter.
Definitely.
Burgee makes a second free throw. Katie Van tries to take the ball in. We'll turn it over. And the key is, I say this too, Van really was trying to do it with the dribble. And I tell kids this, and you'll know this too, is I can probably throw the ball faster than you can run.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a shuffle on Sierra Smith. I think she had the look from the 3, wanted to get a little bit better look.
Yeah, she's just a little anxious there.
Good job of the Mavs getting back in the ball game. Only down 3 here.
They sat on 3 for a good while.
This Lady Mav team does a good job, too, of matching up in the zone. A 3 on the way by Burgee, and it's good. She's got 10 points here in the first quarter. Katie Van wants to take it inside. Will throw the ball away. It's going to be intercepted by Burgee, who looks to take it down. Goes up for the shot.
Nice
That's good.
Yeah, that was a nice move.
And she's got a complete package.
That's
She
just
can
kind
hurt
of tough.
you anywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to tell how to stop that because if you don't go out, she'll nail you with the 3, and if you do, she'll take it to the hole. Here's a 3-point shot on the way by Yaffe up off the back of the rim, no good. Fight for the rebound.
I love the way she followed her shot. Normally you get three-point shooters where they're standing out there looking at it. She followed it.
And she was able to tip it away off
Right.
Yes.
Hustle.
Diehouse checked back in for the Lady Mavs. Lady Mavs will go about 8 deep.
Our Lady Bears are young. They'll play the next game, and tell you what, they seem to be getting better as we go. You like to peek out about the time the state tournament starts.
Well, yeah, you got to feel good if you're a coach and you've got 2 twins that are 9th graders knowing you're going to have them for 4 years.
Yeah.
Right?
You can build a program there, not that it wasn't already there.
Hey, they have 6 sophomores.
That's kind of unusual
Right
for a
now.
Ricky Smith team,
Right.
though, isn't it?
It's going to be a big senior class for Coach Smith.
Here's a long shot on the way, no good. And that's going to be in the first quarter. It's in 1 quarter. Southside trails 18-10. Be back with the start of the second quarter after this.
810 Billiards and Bowling. But it's more than billiards and more than bowling. 810 Billiards and Bowling. It's an amazing combination of games, arcade, restaurant, sports bar, and night spot, all under one roof. And coming soon to Fort Smith, 5609 Rogers Avenue across from Randall Ford. And stay tuned for more updates on their grand opening. Visit their Facebook page to enter their grand opening contest. Now taking holiday party reservations. Visit 810bowling.com for the latest updates. 810 Billiards and Bowling.
This is Northside head football coach, Coach Felix Curry. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940. This is Northside head basketball coach, Eric Burnett. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Football and fall, what a great time of the year. It's also a great time to take advantage of York Factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Welcome back to the second period as Carl Junction will get the ball to start the second period. They lead 18-10 here. A very fast-paced first quarter.
Well, it really was. We have 4 games on the schedule for tonight. It'll be 4 games each day. Today, tomorrow, and the finals on Saturday.
Good move
Oh,
by
that's
Scott. Nighthouse had
Up
great
and under.
position, didn't she, Kendra?
She did.
I think Coach Brunk was telling me too, Kendra, that Scott actually is looking at, you'll love this, University of Hawaii is looking at her. I'm telling you, if they called me up, I'd be gone in a second.
Me too. Can I commit now?
Oh, you Mavs moving the ball around. Here's a three-point shot on the way by Smith, and it's good.
Nice. That's nice.
That's their game right there.
Yeah.
If they can work the ball around the perimeter, Smith can get that look. She can nail it. Had 4 3-pointers the other night against Mount St. Mary's.
She has a pretty shot.
She reminds me a lot of Misty Rainwater. I don't know if you know who that is, but she played at Southside, I think, when I was there in 07. And she reminds me a lot of her.
And that's the key for this Southside team. You've seen this. It's working that ball around, getting those open looks. Don't create your own shot. This team, I don't think, is really capable of that. But if they will work the ball around, they get good looks, and the ball's tipped and stolen. Burgee going to take it all the way, makes a nice move, stop and go, and misses the easy one. The ball's up. And I think she was working for the three-point play.
Yeah, just hang in there.
I thought she had position in front of her. I think they're talking about it.
Buzz, I know we can't say anything about the officiating. We never do or never did when we did Southside games together.
Just once.
I think you gave the address.
Well, it was really flagrant, though.
Yeah, it was.
I would never, ever say anything, but that was
Yeah,
flagrant.
It was.
Been a good referee crew here tanaght. This is their second game. We'll have a new crew come in for the third game. speaking of referees, it's Eric Carlson, James Dunn, and Dr. Mark Hurst.
Doing a good job, too.
They are doing a good job.
Doing a very good job. I actually tried to call a boys club coaches game one time, and I couldn't keep up and down the floor.
I will never ref again.
Yeah.
Let me just say that.
You're a very sensitive person, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I refereed.
It was a boys club game. I was in college.
I wasn't coaching that, was I?
Never again. No. This was in Kansas.
I refereed the varsity Fayetteville and Clarksville game.
Woo!
When I was a junior in college. I did it for $10.
That last three-pointer was by Hallie Short. It was a fight for the ball. A good job by Nyhouse getting down there, getting the jump ball. I'll tell you, this little Missouri team here can shoot. The Carl Junction can shoot that three. Have a good inside-out game. Lady Mavs cutting in the lead. Now they've been able to expand it back up to 10 for the Lady Bulldogs. Joffrey looks to penetrate, gets it over to Smith for a three on the way, and it's good.
Off the glass.
Nice
touch. 2 in a row for Smith.
That's a shooter's touch right there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to call that first.
I was thinking that, but I wasn't going to say it. I meant to do that. Kind of makes you think of those old commercials with Larry Bird, who's an inside pass to Scott. It's going to miss the easy shot there. They've got her pinned up underneath, goes back up and good. I think of those old commercials with Larry Bird and Michael Jordan. I'm going to bounce it off the house, off of this.
It's the shoes.
9-point lead here for Carl Junction Lady Bulldogs. Glenda Perry looks to penetrate. We'll go up for the shot. I believe she saw Scott in there.
That altered her shot for sure.
Yeah. I like what she did. You had the defender come out trying to make the steal in the passing lane, gets the ball to Perry, and Perry says that opening, takes it to the hole, but then that's the advantage you have of going out trying to make plays out on the floor if you got a 6'3" girl down low. Good job by Sierra Smith going back, getting the ball for Lady Mavs on the steal. I'll be looking to try to set Smith up. Maybe she's got that hot hand right now. They get the ball down low to Nyhouse. She's got the matchup, goes up for the shot off the back of the rim. No good.
Yeah, if you can get Smith open and get the ball to her, she's 2 for 2 now from 3-point range. She can get you back in the ball game quick.
Mm-hmm.
So the jump ball will go back to Lady Bulldogs. They'll take the ball out underneath their own basket. They don't keep Scott out very long, do they?
Pretty smart coach. Brad Shorter's the coach. He's doing a good job with his team.
That was a nice inbounds play, too. Set up the double screen up top. They bring Burgee down low for the easy basket. Lady Mavs doing a good job passing the ball around the perimeter. 3-point look there for Smith on the way. Off the rim, no good.
You know that's what they're trying to do. They're whatever they can do to try to get her open.
Mm-hmm.
Down 11 now.
Here's a shot on the way. That's a tough rebound for Tampa. It's not very big. It does get that ball away. Here's a look. A good job by Yaffe holding off on the shot. Smith has a look for 3 on the way. It's up, no good.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, Coach Brunk's, he's not going to, she's a shooter. She's a streaky shooter, and they're good looks. You got those feet set. You got that elbow set.
Right.
There's no complaint with that shot. Got 3:24 to go here against Southside. Trails by 11. Looking to get the ball inbounds. They'll get it inbounds. Oh, I'm not sure about that one. They got her the first time, but I think that time she put the ball on the floor. 3-point on the way, and it's good. That was Hallie Short on a 3. She's now got 6 points, and here's a steal by Burgee. Will take it all the way, goes up for about a 5-footer, and it's good.
This is a well-rounded basketball team, guys. They're going to be tough to beat.
Well, yeah, it's a team, too. You look at it, it's inside out. I mean, they get you on the inside, they go in, throw it back out.
Right.
And let's go to a break here for timeout.
We've got a full timeout on the floor. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Northside Grizzly Arena. 32-16 is the score. Very impressive Carl Junction team. Well-rounded, Coach. They can do it inside. They can do it outside.
They found several ways to score, and it has come in gangbusters here in the last 3 minutes.
Well, that Burgee girl, you can tell what she's about. A really good ball player and just averaging 22 points a game. I believe she may end up with that in the first half.
Well, between her and Scott, I mean, what a twosome that is.
Yep.
Yeah, Burgee with the steal.
Well, then Hallie Shorter comes in and knocks down 2 threes, and here's about an 8-footer on the way, and there's the rebound. Nyhouse will get it. That's one we haven't really talked about tonight. Sophia Nyhouse scoreless so far here in the first half. But that being said, she's doing a pretty good job down low, rebounding and holding her own down low, doing a pretty good job. So, I mean, sometimes you don't have the scoring nights.
Sometimes it's not about the scoring, though.
And, Keith, you're right. She does a really good job of finding position and working her way into a rebound.
Well, we're going to have to figure out a way to score, being down 16 points.
Well, what I've noticed about Southside, this team does a very good job of that entry pass. Going to be another jump ball. Should go with the Lady Mavs. What the Lady Mavs have done here, though, during this run by Carl Junction, they're settling for the 3 right now.
Right.
And I think they need to work that ball around. Now, you get some good looks on threes and it's okay, but you get to a point where you need to try to penetrate that basket, especially now because you've got Scott out of the ball game, so you got to be able to get something down low, hopefully here with Nyhouse. They'll feed down to Nyhouse. Tries to take it back out. Good hands there by Kinsley Freeman. Knocks the ball off the Carl Junction player. As Laura Bolin checks in.
You know, Keith, when you talk about a team that likes to shoot a lot of threes or work their way around, try to find the open lady for a 3. If they're not dropping, you live by the 3, you die by the 3. So you've got to figure out another way to score.
Well, I'll tell you this much about that too, Coach, is the fact that as Borland gets the ball down low, and they're making dangerous passes out top to the perimeter from down low, and that's never a good thing. Here's a drive down and a missed shot, but we'll have a foul called on Peyton Yaffe. Chloe Burke will go to the foul line.
And, you know, Buzz, it's not just Southside. Keith, you know this is when you guys have been watching ball a long time. When you have a lot of turnovers, it's hard to stay in a game. You just can't turn the ball over.
Well, Lady Mavs had a little run there in the first quarter where they were getting the turnovers that got them back in the ball game and kind of pushed the game and pushed the pace just a little bit more. But you're right, though. And I go by the three-pointers, guys. I tried to watch some of that Razorback game the other night, and those guys sit there and want to shoot that 3, and, you know, if it ain't there,
it's not going,
find something else.
Get away from it.
In my previous employment before here, Buzz, I'd get so tickled because we'd come in after a timeout and Coach Warlick or Coach Summit would be so upset that we keep jacking up threes, and the kids would turn to the coach and look and say, well, they keep leaving me open. And Coach Summit and Coach Warlick would both respond the same way. It was a choice of language that I can't use, and they were like, yeah, no kidding. Yeah, they're going to leave you open all night.
There's a nice drive by Felicity Suggs for 2. Yeah, it's funny you say that, Coach. I tell you a story about coaching baseball, and you get a 3-0 count, you tell the kid not to swing, and I had a kid that will see if they finish this playoff is Freeman takes it all the way for 2. Lady Mavs on a mini run here. Coach Derek Moore, who was a All-American or All-State player for the Southside Rebels. I have to get this right now. I have to say Rebels.
Yes, sir.
Because he was a Rebel. And anyway, he played baseball for me when he was 13 years old. And teach my kids is when you got a 3-0 count, take a strike.
That's right.
Okay, his response to this is, Coach, what if it's a strike?
You're taking the bat out of my hands, Coach. Freeman with a big steal and a finish on that last drive.
Yeah, Lady Mavs cutting into this lead a bit. Got to be a little quicker on the pass on the perimeter. Here's a 3 on the way by Freeman up, and it's no good. They're doing their most damages right here. They're getting a little bit of a press, and they're really kind of frustrating the Lady Bulldogs in that press. Yeah, you don't always know if that's the thing to do when you play a team is to, I guess whether it be football, basketball, whatever, I really think that for the most part, until that game is actually won, don't slow that game down. Play your game.
And I think that's Coach Brunk's philosophy as well. He likes to try to control the pace one way or the other, but defensively, he knows that you can win games with defense.
This Lady Mav team, I think if they'll really make some more crisp passes around that perimeter, that's
exactly
kind of been
right.
a key, and I believe they've hurt themselves too down low with trying to feed that ball back out to the perimeter. Going to hold here for the last shot.
And there you were just talking about it.
Good defense by Lady Mavs, and that's going to be the end of the half. Southside going on here trailing 34-20. Be back with some good halftime talk after this.
And I'm on a roll.
Hey, Chief, which weighs more, meatloaf or steak?
Steak.
Ham or turkey?
Ham.
Mac and cheese or cookies?
Mac and cheese easily. Let's go weigh them and find out.
Okay. A pound of carrot cake or a pound of ice cream?
Nice try, rookie.
I almost had you.
Not even close.
Northside High School invites you to help pave the way in the Legacy Walk. All former or current students, players, friends, families, faculty, administration, community leaders, and businesses are invited to become a permanent part of its campus. Have your own personalization engraved on a 4x8 brick to be installed in front of the new arena. Honor a loved one, a teacher, a coach, your graduating class, or even advertise an organization or business. Support Northside and become a part of the campus for years to come. Stop by the Grizzly Gear Shop and order yours today.
Sawyer's is about more than sunrooms, patios, and home improvement. For over 30 years, we've been about people, about our community, about you. We make quality products affordable so you can focus on making memories with those who matter most. We bring our passion for great craftsmanship and take pride in the work we do so you can count on it lasting a lifetime. Give us a call today and see the difference we can make for you.
For the consumer, I think it's maybe one of the best times in history, at least in my experience, it's the best time that I've seen. The pre-owned business is definitely changing. Probably the best time as far as ease that we've seen in the car business. Transaction between the salesman and the customer is so much easier. The coolest thing about our pre-owned stores to me is hearing what they say about going there. Come see us at Clay Maxey Premium Pre-Owned in Fort Smith and in Tawnytown.
Welcome back to Grizzly Arena. We're at halftime of the Carl Junction Lady Mav game. Carl Junction up 34-20, but we have a special guest. Coach Beaumont is with a legend. Coach?
Thank you, Buzz. I'm here with Coach Rowland. Coach, great to see you. We got a big-time basketball tournament back in Fort Smith, the 25th anniversary of the Tournament of Champions. Coach, you were here when this started. Tell me what you thought in the beginning when this opportunity came about, and then where it's come so far?
Well, you know, the object was to showcase girls basketball, and we've done that very well. We've had some great players come through here that have played, and they've just done a really, really nice job. This arena, we've always hoped for something like this. Fort Smith has badly needed an arena like this one and the one at Southside. But it's something that we can be very proud of, and anyone that comes in here and plays, they're going to go back home and comment about how great it was, how it was run.
Coach, you're right. You know, on both sides of town, we have an arena that, to me, is unique in the fact that this is high school, and it's better than any Division II, Division III, and even some smaller D1 schools that these kids get a chance to play in, and it's a tournament for young ladies. So how great this is for Fort Smith and for the young women of Fort Smith.
There's no doubt about that. There's been a lot of good girl basketball players that have gone through Fort Smith on both sides of the town, north side and south side. But I went through it last week. Coach Smith took me through his situation with his film room and his coaching office and dressing room, and then Coach Burnett did the same thing. And we can say the same thing on the south side of town. Really the duplication of gyms, which is the way it should be, but something that everyone can be really, really proud of in Fort Smith. We no longer have to take a back seat to anyone as far as gymnasiums are concerned. They're all just really outstanding, and certainly can showcase women's basketball.
Coach, when this tournament first started, did you ever think it would grow to be something like this?
Not really. That's what our hope was. There's been a lot of hard work that has gone into the tournament, a lot of volunteers that have put a lot of time and effort into it, and have grown this tournament to what it is today. But gosh, there's some really outstanding players that have played in this tournament. It's certainly something to be proud of.
Buzz, you know, Coach Rowland has been a part of this community for a long time, and for him to be here tonight to take part in the 25th anniversary, how lucky we are to have such a tournament here in Fort Smith.
Oh, absolutely lucky. Coach Rowland, you know, it goes all the way back to when I was playing football at Northside. He was the head coach at Southside.
Really proud of all the sponsors that have worked so hard to make this tournament what it is. It's first class. You don't go to many tournaments across the state of Arkansas, other than maybe the state tournament, that work hard to prepare to make it the best it can be. I'm looking down at Ms. Wagner down on the floor right now. She and her husband certainly played a pivotal part in making this what it is, and we can be proud of them.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for all you've done for Fort Smith Public Schools and for this tournament, and great seeing you again tonight.
Michael, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you and for all your hard work and effort. You don't do something like this by accident. You have to work at it, and you certainly have done that. And the hospitality room, man, what a showcase it is. But it's easy to put on a tournament. Not easy, but when you have something like this to showcase, you have fun doing it. So you won't get it when they leave Northside, that they can go back and say, hey, we played one of the nicest gyms and one of the best well-run tournaments in the state of Arkansas.
All right, Coach, have a great night tonight. Great seeing you again.
Thank you, Mike.
Yes, sir, Coach.
Keith, I know you feel the same way I do. You could probably talk to Coach Rowland for hours and hours and never get tired. I mean,
exactly. He's done so much for the school
history.
systems and everything he's done. The one thing I wanted to ask Coach, though, was he said he was at the hospitality room. I wanted to find out what kind of food we got in there tonight.
Yeah, and we don't have enough break even between games. We got to figure something out.
Now, you don't. I do.
No, man, it is I heard it was really good, but I can't wait to find out. Somebody's got to bring me something. That's the way that's going to have to work. Well, we got about 2.5 minutes left before the second half starts. Next game up, Northside Lady Bears will play Stillwell Lady Indians. And I tell you, it's been some fun basketball so far tonight. First game was, you thought it was going to go down to the last shot. It didn't. Bergman kindly stretched it out there at the end. But hopefully the Lady Mavs can get back in this one, down 14.
Well,
get Sierra hot. Who knows?
Yeah, you look at the matchup, so that's the key, too. I think Southside's going to have to come out here in the second half, going to have to put a little pressure on the ball, especially not just down low. They do a great job of that matchup zone when they get the ball across half court, but they're making their big plays around half court, getting that ball, really forcing the action. They'll have to do that here in the second half. Buzz, as I kind of look at some of the scoring in the first half for the Lady Bulldogs, obviously Destiny Burgee led the way with 18 points in the first half.
First half.
Everything is advertised. The big first half for Kylie Scott, 8 points, but what I was really impressed with, 6 rebounds in the first half.
Yeah.
She averages right on her average. You know, she goes 13 a game. Then Chloe Burke came off the bench for 2 points, and Hallie Shorter finished with 6 points in the first half. They had 4 girls score, so obviously I kind of joked maybe go that triangle in 2, but maybe not such a bad idea.
Yeah.
But now you look at the Southside scoring. Felicity Suggs came off the bench for 4 points. Michaela Tampus 3. Tinsley Freeman 2. Peyton Yaffe 5 points. And Sierra Smith kind of got going there with 2 threes in the second quarter, finished the first half with 6 points.
And it's going to be a game where the Mavs are going to have to come in with some intensity. Don't be down. I mean, you're down 14 points, but that can change fast. Basketball is a game of runs, and these kids are growing up. They're not like they were last year. Last year, down 14, you just throw in the towel. Not like that this year.
Yeah, and you know the thing, too, that's key. I talked to Coach Brunton before the game. They play this weekend, then they go to a tournament, I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, getting a lot of ball games in, and you're only going to play quality competition. And I know the conference season starts a bit earlier this year. It starts before Christmas. There'll be 2 conference games before Christmas. But I think, and Coach Beaumont, you could probably explain this better. I'm assuming with Northside coming back into the West, you've got that extra team.
We knew that was going to be part of the deal, getting the Northside team into the West and not having to go into the Central Conference in basketball, that we would need an extra week to get all the games in. So we got to play a few, before Christmas or right before the New Year, but that's okay. It's better than that 2.5-hour drive to the other schools they got to go to.
Well, no.
Can we get that worked out for football?
Coach, I've told you before, I'm 0 for 2 with that, but I don't
You're
mind
not going to strike
it.
out.
No question, I will not.
Hey, Buzz, we got to go to Wynn next year.
Oh, something's got to change.
We got to get out of that.
Yeah, we got to go to Jonesboro.
Yeah, that's what I was laughing at when Coach Beaumont said that. I said, let's keep Northside in basketball, keep him in the Central. I'm going to call Buzz at about 9 o'clock when he's in Jonesboro on Tuesday night and see how he's doing.
Yeah, that's what will happen. I'm going to have to leave early, no question.
Yeah, but that was a great move, though, because these kids don't need to be getting home at 2 or 3 in the morning, have to expect to get up and go to class. I struggled when I was in school. I'd go to bed at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, and I still couldn't get up.
You went to bed at 9 or 10 when you were in school?
Man, I love school.
Yeah, I need some verification on that.
Yeah, we need to check that.
Did you have to do homework or anything at school that wasn't required?
Homework?
Was it?
I had the place wired.
There you
I
go.
had it figured out. It backfired on me when I got to college, though.
Carroll Junction will get the ball, start the second half, get the ball down low. Tampus knocks it away, but here's a 3 on the way up and no good. Fight for the ball. Atlanta Perry will run out with it. Takes it down, gets the ball over to Tampus. Tampus is a good little point guard. Here's a 3 on the way by Sierra Smith. Tampus is that one that's a point guard. She handles the ball a lot, tries to find the open player on the field. Here's the ball down low, up for a shot. Going to be a walk. It's good positioning down low. It's the little things I'm seeing tonight, though, that what I really like about this Southside team and what Coach Brunk teaches is the fact that Sophia Nyhouse, no points tonight, but she's doing a good job of really matching up down low and holding her ground. Saw that last week against Mount St. Mary's. Here's an inside play for Nyhouse.
Nice job there by the Mavs. Finding her open underneath like that. Good pass. And I love the way that Tampus runs the court.
There we go. Another turnover.
That's another good job, too, by Nyhouse holding her ground. As looks like they're going to take a quick 30-second timeout here. We'll keep it here. Southside trails 34-22, but really making a run here so far in the second half.
If you go to practice and watch Coach Brunk work, same on this side of town. Both coaches will always tell their kids, do not let your offense affect your defense. Defense, you can always control. It's effort, it's heart, it's you having that determination. Offense, sometimes they're going to fall, sometimes they're not. But defense, that's all on you now.
Yes. And, you know, too, I go to the whole Southside system, and I really noticed it more this year, Coach, is the fact that, you know, we had some tough times in football. Southside, I thought the football team got better as the year went on. I thought they did really good. Had a chance, a couple of breaks there against North Little Rock. They win that ball game in the first round. But I go back to the Harbor game where we were down, 14 points. We outscored in the fourth quarter. That's a game where at past times they might give up as Tampa goes up for about a 15-footer, no good. But it was just that, and I told Coach Dameron, I said, that's the first step to the next step right there, and you see that. And I think you're starting to get that winning attitude coming back on the south side of town.
That's been the big bonus about having Coach Brunk. Fight there for the ball.
I got to ask this, guys, just watching that, is that a mismatch? You got 6'3" going up against 5'4".
I thought that's how you always play ball. I was never guarding somebody that was the same size I was.
It's like you got those 6'3"
right
Actually,
receivers.
she's 5 foot.
Working against 5'10" DBs, and I never have understood.
Yeah, that's what happens, Buzz, when you're out there on the island by yourself. They motion to leave you alone. You're thinking, oh, no, here we go.
Yeah, you want to holler over the back on that on Scott, but there's no over the back there because she's got a good 1.5 foot on Tampa's. Misses both free throws. There's the rebound. Perry doing a good job, too, of really running the court, taking care of the basketball. Scott not afraid to run that ball up. 3-point shot away by Bergie up and no good.
All right, here we go.
And that's been a big difference, too, guys, has been the offensive rebounding, and you knew that was going to be tough with Scott out there. But just like defense, that's a team effort right there.
Not a good pass there. There we go.
Sierra Smith will bring it up to Lady Maps. Working their way back, only down by 12 here. Goes up for a shot. That's Nyhouse down low for 2 more.
It's good patience.
Yeah, Sophia Nyhouse has 4 points now. Lady Maps trying to push it out a bit. There's an inside drive to get the ball down low to Scott. Up, and it's no good.
All right, here we go. Get a chance here to cut it to single digits. This goes right back to what you said, Keith. We're no longer a team in women's basketball at Southside to where you got down 15, 16, and you just hung your head and you let go of the rope. And we're fighting back to maybe cut it to single digits right here.
Perry looks to drive in. Hey, Coach, I say this too, and people laugh at me when I say it, but I think it's very important. I was telling Kendra Roberts is the fact that I watch this Southside team. I see smiles on the faces. I see these kids learning how to play basketball, doing a good job. These coaches do a great job.
You know, it's part of the there's a whole lot more. And Buzz, we've talked about this before here during the big show. There's a whole lot more to being a coach than is X's and O's. And you're trying to teach these kids a little bit about everything. And sometimes that is, you may have to get in their tail, but sometimes you got to make the game fun for them now. We don't have a portal yet in high school, thank goodness, but
well, no, you got to do.
Is that not crazy?
How about that?
I couldn't believe that kid from Oklahoma State, the quarterback, went in the portal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
What about Dion going to Colorado? What do you think that's going to be like?
Yeah, you know, when that was happening, and I had gotten word, Mike Marcus is the offensive line coach. Mike and I were together at Arkansas and at Ole Miss, and he was offensive line coach at Jackson State. We knew that either the South Florida job was going to be an opportunity or Colorado. And since that's come about, we've already seen how much of an impact social media is to recruiting nowadays. And he's got that persona that kids want to be a part of. He's got that mystique about him, and he puts it out. If you've ever followed him on any social media, it's a constant barrage. His biggest recruiting tool was he put out a little JPEG, a little tweet out there, another little message, and all that says, "I'm not hard to find." So all of these kids in the portal, hey, you want a place to go? I'm not hard to find.
Well, how many are going to end up at Colorado just because of that? I mean, it's like a mass exodus.
I bet you're going to get a lot of kids kind of like what Lincoln Riley did at USC. I think you'll get a lot of kids like that. But, Coach, you got to admit, though, the thing that really makes Dion tick, though, it gets his name out there is that Aflac commercial.
Hey, anytime you can associate yourself with Nick Saban and a duck,
that's right.
It's going to come out pretty
good.
I
bet Nick Saban's not too happy with him right now. I think he took one of his assistant coaches. Here's a nice drive by Felicity Suggs, ball up and no good.
I tell you who's mad about not getting him is Auburn. That's who really wanted him.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. I thought that they may take a chance on him there and keep him. I really thought that Sanders would stay in the South, but it didn't happen.
Well, we've got a timeout on the floor. Let's go ahead and take a timeout, too.
For the consumer, I think it's maybe one of the best times in history, at least in my experience. It's the best time that I've seen. The pre-owned business is definitely changing. Probably the best time as far as ease that we've seen in the car business. Transaction between the salesman and the customer is so much easier. The coolest thing about our pre-owned stores to me is hearing what they say about going there. Come see us at Clay Maxey Premium Pre-Owned in Fort Smith and in Tawnytown.
Well, Buzz, I got to say this. I look at this arena here. You've been to Southside. This is my first trip to come into this arena. What a beautiful place to play basketball. And we had some talk the other night. We were talking about the old Southside arena where we used to have the old crow's nest on the, on the side of the wall there.
At the north side too.
And it was dangerous just even getting up that thing. And you had to have Aflac insurance just to get there. But it's so great for the school systems and everything that they have now. The football facilities and, just every sport that Southside and Northside have. It's just great to see them getting the things that they deserve.
Well, I think I've probably done a broadcast from just about every place you can think of and was happy to do it. But the one place that I really would not do it where they wanted me to was Little Rock Central.
Yeah.
And that's you're talking about a historic gym.
Right.
All the history they have there. But they had a crow's nest that you had to climb up a submarine ladder to get to. And I said, I think we'll just do it on the floor.
Nice rebound by Sierra Smith as Virgie had 2 more points there. She now has 22 in the ball game. Yeah, I thought you were talking about Quigley Stadium. When we went up there, I set up there. It's a great place to call a game from, and
it's one of my favorites.
Well,
it really is.
But the scary thing was we got up there to call the game, Buzz, and you'll know this. Here's another drive by Virgie for 2 more. She just really kind of goes streaky there and takes the game over. But going up there and doing a game at Quigley Stadium was the fact that I'm looking there and I look right in front of me and there's a bullet hole right there, even with my forehead.
And the bullet's in the back wall. Well, the bullet's gone, but the hole is still there. We played there this year, and I really do. It's one of my favorite places to do a football game.
Well, where is Little Rock Southwest? Where's their stadium at?
It's not too far from Bryant.
That's right.
And it is a beautiful place.
Yes, it is.
Nice drive by Nyhouse in the inside. It's going to be rejected by Scott. Here's another 15-footer on the way by Virgie. Misses it. And there's another rebound for Sierra Smith. Smith being big on the boards here in the second half. We'll take it all the way down. Feeds a nice pass to Nyhouse. It goes up for a shot, and it's going to get fouled. We'll get 2 foul shots there. A good unselfish play there by Sierra Smith.
Yeah, Nyhouse got the ball a little bit late. I don't think she could really determine whether she needed to take the shot or get it underneath the basket and take it, but did pick up the foul.
She's had 4 points here in the second half. That's going to be a key for her game, too. She's going to get a lot of fouls down low. She's going to have to be able to make those free throws when she does.
Well, you mentioned that earlier. If you're going to be in the lane and that's where you're going to fight for your points, you really need to be able to make free throws.
Guys, too, I got to ask this question. I always laugh at the fact I see these good three-point shooters. How many good three-point shooters do you see that can't make a free throw?
Right.
Well, that's yeah. I mean,
it's the heat of the game and the flow of the game with the three. But when you got to settle down and just stop dead and shoot a free throw, it's a concentration or muscle memory. One of the two. You got to shoot enough of them where it's just second nature.
I would teach kids to shoot free throws, even the younger kids. There's a nice pass down low and a really nice pass there to
Jaden Howard.
Jaden Howard for her first 2 points of the ball.
Gosh, she's just a freshman.
Yeah. So I would teach kids to shoot free throws. And the best way to teach kids, you guys will laugh at this, is you teach them how to shoot a free throw with their eyes closed. And it's funny watching them when they do this, but if you can teach the muscle memory of shooting a free throw, how it's properly done, and to me that's the best way to do it, because they've got to think about it. It's kind of like a Star Wars thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was always accused of having my eyes closed when I shot free throws.
Is that what you told the coach when you missed it, right? Another offensive rebound for the Lady Bulldogs. Again, they've stretched the lead out to 17. It's 42-25. Nice inside pass to Scott. She will be double teamed down there, going to be fouled. Which is really good play before she can get that ball up. I mean, there's not anything you can do once she gets down low like that.
No, that's at 5'5" against 6'3".
Yeah. You try to front her. You got one playing behind her. She still gets the ball and tries to go up and score.
She's really struggled a bit here at the foul line tonight, though. Missed last 2 free throws. I think I jinxed people, though.
I've been accused of that myself. Back when Chewy Parker was the kicker at Northside, had not missed a field goal or an extra point, and I brought it up in a coach's show, and Coach Fleur looked at me like, did you really just say that? He looked around for some wood and couldn't find any.
Was he rubbing the rabbit's foot at the time? Here's another steal for the Lady Bulldogs. I'll try to push it up. That's Hallie Shorter gets the ball in the front court. That's where you want Scott out up around the perimeter. She'll try to penetrate the lane. Makes a nice move, goes up the shot. Going to be a walk.
Traveled.
Good job of Tinsley Freeman holding her ground there.
But in high school, she's going to play the post. But if she decides to play at the next level, she might be a perimeter player. She's got that size, and she's a little agile. She can move around a little bit.
Well, I know this would be nice, and when you have those tall kids out there, it makes it a whole lot easier. I know Coach Stewart Adams really kind of has to change his defense a lot. I believe his tallest kid maybe 6'3", 6'4". I believe that's Levi Sharp.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a lot of size. Nice shot on the way, and it's up, and it's good. It's Peyton Yaffe for 2. She now has 7 points. In fact, Yaffe leads the Mavs tonight, Lady Mavs tonight with 7. I like the way they're matching up on defense. They're doing a good job of getting the penetration down low. Here's a three-point shot on the way, no good. Fight for the rebound. A good job of rebounding there by Yaffe. I said this earlier, I love Yaffe's game. It's just a hustle game.
Yes, it is.
Here's a 3 on the way up, off the side of the rim, no good by Katie Van.
Well, guys, keep in mind, though, a defensive player.
That's right.
Somebody that, may want to be in the running for that Merrill Mankin Award.
We talked about that earlier, Buzz, and what Coach Mankin meant to both sides of town and to Fort Smith. I mean, such an integral part of what was women's basketball and the game itself, and a lot of kids' lives that he was a part of, and how great it is that we're going to name an award after him starting this year.
That's going to be into the third period. Southside trails 43-27. Be back at the start of the fourth period after this.
For the consumer, I think it's maybe one of the best times in history. At least in my experience, it's the best time that I've seen. The pre-owned business is definitely changing. Probably the best time as far as ease that we've seen in the car business. Transaction between the salesman and the customer is so much easier. The coolest thing about our pre-owned stores to me is hearing what they say about going there. Come see us at Clay Maxey Premium Pre-Owned in Fort Smith and in Tawnytown.
This glorious Whataburger is yours. A few minutes ago, it didn't even exist. Why? Because every Whataburger is 100% fresh beef and made to order. That means we didn't start cooking it until this exact moment, right here, when you ordered it into existence. Whataburger, just like you like it.
Eight minutes left, guys. Can the Mavs get back in it?
Well, they made a little run there to start the second half, and then Destiny Burgee stepped up there and really kind of got going, had 6 straight points to kind of build the lead back up. But I'll say this about Southside. Yeah, they're down 16 points. This is a very good team they're playing right here tonight.
Yes, they are.
I'm impressed with Carl Junction. I really am.
Yeah, but I see things that Southside is doing that I really like. I like their matchup defense, and and I think this whole team, the key for this team to have success is obviously going to be, I think, moving that ball around the perimeter, and you're going to have better games. Well, I would say better games, but you're going to have more points opportunities down low. Obviously tonight with the Scott girl down there, 6'3", has really made tough for Southside to get points down there, even though Sophia Nyhouse has come up with 4 points here. Here's a nice drive penetration by Felicity Suggs, no good. And Suggs is another girl, guys, that kind of like Peyton Yoffe. She'll give you 110%.
Yep.
And it's good for the Lady Mavs to play competition like this in the tournament setting. They'll just get better as time goes on.
Well, it's like this, too. Iron sharpens iron. I think that's what happens.
That's exactly right.
A great job by Nyhouse getting inside position. They'll get the foul on Scott.
Keith, you talk about that. One of the other moves that we made starting this season was that our middle schools moved to the Northwest Arkansas Conference. Mm-hmm. And so now we're playing those schools at the 7th and 8th grade level that we're going to keep playing at the 9th, 10th, and 11th and 12th grade level. So we're no longer, nothing wrong with Van Buren or Greenwood or any of these other schools, but that's not the competition that we're going to see in their high school career.
Coach Beaumont, how's the change? Here's about a 15-footer on the way, no good by Tinsley Freeman. Having the 9th grade up there has made a big difference, hasn't it?
It's an opportunity for our coaching staffs to work together with that 9th grade bunch, and really you're getting another year of an influence, another year of them buying into your program. I think it's going to pay off big dividends for Fort Smith on both sides of town.
Sierra Smith fighting for the ball there. She's had several rebounds tonight, done a really good job down low for the Lady Mavs. 6:43 to go here. Southside trying to put a little pressure on to get back in it.
You see a lot of freshmen, too, get playing time more in basketball than you do football. But it's impressive. And the twins last year that played as freshmen for Northside.
Well, Buzz, I'll tell you something kind of you're going to enjoy. Well, you'll actually enjoy seeing it, but Coach Burnett may not. Is you're going to get a Springdale team coming in this year. Last year they had a 9th grader and a 10th grader, and I think the 9th grader had 28 points against the Mavs. And the Springdale announcer was telling me here's a nice drive by Freeman. We'll take it up. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Scott, but apparently picked up a point guard. What I'm hearing up there in Springdale, what they can do is the way the school system's set up is they'll pick up kids that may be homeschooled.
That's right.
Yeah, so they don't necessarily have to go to school at Springdale High School, but can play for the school, and I think they're reaping the benefits of that right now. Oh, nice penetration by Freeman. Good job of swinging the ball around for a three-point shot on the way by Smith. It's off the rim, no good. And, boy, Freeman working the boards here, gets the rebound, and will get rewarded with 2 foul shots.
Girl.
I love the hustle, guys. Love the hustle.
Yeah, you didn't see it last year.
Nope.
It's a completely different look.
Well, you kind of see a little more confidence, and you see a team that just they're going to, like you said earlier, Coach Beaumont, this team's just going to battle. They're going to fight all the way through, no matter what the score is. Freeman makes the first free throw. She now has 3 points in the ball game.
And I think that's part of Coach Brunk and his staff trying to change a culture. I mean, it's like you talked about earlier. You have to learn how to win. I mean, you just do. And once they get over that hump and they can kind of figure it out, like a good defensive play right there.
I'm seeing the girls play hard here, and what I have, like, there's Suggs going after the ball, but you have seen Sierra Smith, Felicity Suggs, Peyton Yoffe, Sophia Nyhouse, and Tinsley Freeman. I mean, they're giving 110%. Now, you're going to look at that box score, and it's not going to show a lot of points for these girls, but it's just that little effort that's what wins games right there.
Well, Keith, you're down 14, and I've got young ladies diving on the floor for a ball. I mean, so that just tells you where Southside is getting to.
That's a good effort right there. Freeman gets down low, gets the ball down low to Nyhouse for 2. Sophia Nyhouse now with 7 points here in the second half. And I think part of that, too, Coach Beaumont, here's a three-point shot on the way. It rims out no good and had good position, just didn't have the height to get that rebound.
Oh, good pressure right there.
Should be a backcourt violation here.
Yep.
But you got to show that hustle. And I'm going to tell you one reason you do what Coach Brunk has done. He's developed about 8 or 9 girls that can play. And if you're not out there giving 110%, you may be sitting on the bench.
That's exactly right. And when you were talking about the ninth grade, Coach Brunk as well as Coach Smith, they're both involved with their ninth grade. So they're setting the expectation of what they're going to see from you from your ninth grade to your senior year.
Now since I pass the House swings it back out for about a 15-footer from Katie Van, and it's good.
Nice.
Making a mini run here, only down by 10. We've still got upwards of 5 minutes to go here in the ball game. Lady Mavs doing a good job of setting that double team. Here's a steal by Nyhouse. I like what I've seen of Lana Perry, too. She does a good job of taking care of that basketball, finding the open player on the floor, doing a very good job. As Lady Mavs doing a good job here of really setting that press up, trapping on the side, and making some things happen, playing those passing lanes.
And young Perry is one of those that you're always going to get a lot of effort out of.
What do they call it, a walk-on? Burgee. I tell you, this Carl Junction team, when they get in trouble, they're going to go to Burgee, and she usually responds.
That move, though, was just a little too much. I call that a Buzz Sawyer hop. That was just more of an NBA, not really at this level.
Accused
Buzz
me of
has
playing half-court basketball.
Hey, that's all I can play. That's all I can play.
He did drive the basket for Southside. That was Peyton Yaffe trying to take it in. Should get 2 free throws here, but Buzz, I laugh when we talk about that basketball. Me and you definitely could get out there. We might be able to shoot some threes, but you know, we tell this story all the time. We learned our lesson trying to run that 40-yard dash. At least you finished.
Well, they should have taken the dash out.
Yeah, we can't say what Coach Williams told us when we were trying to do it. He couldn't believe it.
I do remember him saying, "Why would you do it?"
Yeah.
Or what's wrong with them when he came into the indoor facility? Because we're both laid out. He goes, "What happened to them?" And she said, "Well, they tried to run a 40." He said, "Why would you do that?" like it was something that there was no hurdles or no creeks you had to jump. It was
It was a mountain. It was there, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Freeman makes the first free throw. Southside back in this, only down 8 now as Tinsley Freeman has come in here and nailed 4 free throws here in the second half.
Little backcourt pressure.
Has 6 points. Almost a steal there.
Boy, she gets the ball and she goes strong to the hole. She does a good job.
They called the foul on Freeman. And
right.
She said, "Well, I had my arms up." I think she was kind of leaning into her. And that's not a bad thing. If they beat the press, get the ball down low to stop,
exactly right.
make her make the free throws.
Yep. This Carl Junction team, not a senior-laden team. They got a couple of seniors.
But that one senior they do have,
she's not bad. She's not bad.
Yeah, she's going to go to Drury College next year.
Oh, wow, okay.
First free throw's up and it's no good. And that's been Scott shot 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 free throws, and now she makes that one. She's 2 of 6 here in the second half.
Timeout.
Guys, going back to that 40-yard, whatever it was, one thing that I'll tell you about that you don't want to do if you're going to try to run a 40 is don't eat a bowl of chili and a cookie cake right before you do it.
Well, that
you could have a better time.
That commercial that you had come on just a minute ago, a Whataburger, and I'm thinking, oh.
Hey, Keith and I are trying to figure out how can we get to the hospitality room. There's not enough time in between games.
Well, and I heard y'all mention that earlier, and I got to let you know that's by design. I told Dylan the time between games needs to be about 2.5 minutes. Because of your 40 time, I knew you would not have time to get to the hospitality room and back without having some type of accident, so I knew you would take your chances to do that.
3 things I need you to do.
Yes, sir.
1, get us in the West in football.
2,
Can we get a scorer's table over here? Because you realize how close they're getting to us every time they run by with all this unprotected equipment?
I'm working on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna have one next year, I think. I've got a donor that I'm working on. It's a siding company in town. I don't know if you know it or not, but they've got to donate me the money to get it. But I'm working on that.
Hey, you might want to check with that company 2 or 3 times. Get some references on them.
I've heard about that. It's either that or a heating and air company I know about that I
stay way away from that.
Yeah, there's no question that guy.
Hey, the third thing is, could somebody deliver us some food out here while we're...
Well, I might know a guy that knows a guy that's killed a guy that I might be able to see if I can get you guys some food out here.
No, I'm just kidding about the first 2. Just whatever you can do to help us on that.
Yeah,
it'd be great.
Yeah, we're serious about our food, though, aren't we, Buzz?
Oh, yeah, I am serious about that.
Here's about a 12-footer by Peyton Yaffe up and no good. Rebounded by Nyhouse. Works the ball back down to Yaffe. Will take it out to the corner. Lady Mavs back in this ball game, only down by 9. Here's a penetration by Suggs.
See if they can get a shot off right here.
Here's a look for Sierra Smith for 3 on the way, just off the rim, no good.
Well, they had her open too.
Yes,
that's a look. That's the look you want right there.
And you know, when she starts to dial it in, that kid can score.
You got to think the Lady Bulldogs is going to look for number 23, Burgee, here as they'll get the ball down low. A nice give-and-go play as Dizzy Williams goes to the hole, will be fouled. We'll get 2 shots here. The foul's on Sierra Smith, be her first foul. Well, so we got doing the PA over there for Northside tonight.
That's Coach Carter.
Coach Carter doing it? You know, we've had, I know Preston Williams does it a lot too, and Matt Blaylock and Don Tate over at Southside do a great job.
Hey, we've got a lot of talent, guys that do stuff like that. And Coach Carter, I mean, he's as good as I've heard.
Well, I think before he returned back to Northside, he was doing a lot of the state tournament games in Hot Springs, correct?
Yeah, he was there the last 2 years. I saw him there.
Right.
Yeah, he does good.
Lady Mavs make a nice move to the basket. It's going to be denied as good job by taking away the lane. There's a good pass down the floor. Here's a breakaway for Sierra Smith up, and it's good.
Basket is scored by number 24, Sierra Smith.
To give credit to Felicity Suggs, that one-handed pass, getting that ball down there, recognizing her breaking to the basket. And
I mean, you're exactly right. I appreciate the finish, but that play started way down here on that rebound and that first outlet pass.
Well, it was the hustle on the floor, too. You had 2 Lady Mavs on the floor going after the basketball. Chance to cut the lead down. This will be the closest they've been here if they can make this. Free throws on the way, and it's good.
7-point game.
Smith now with 9 points. A lot of times it's better to be the hunter than the hunted, and that's what's going on here. Maybe the Mavs get back in it here. It's always good, too, if you push Scott away from that, underneath that basket.
And I'm going to try to keep the ball out of Burgee's hands.
You know, she kind of keyed it there, building that lead back up, and then they kind of went away from her.
Great defense right there. Need a little help. Oh.
That might have been good for the Lady Mavs right there, because I don't think anybody recognized that Tinsley Freeman needed some help there in the backcourt.
Well, Freeman's done a good job with Scott. I've been impressed with her taking some of her leverage away.
This Lady Mav team has gone with different lineups almost every game.
That's right.
Trying to figure out what works for them. There's a good drive by Freeman, goes up for the underhand shot. Rebounded by Sophia Nyhouse, and it's good. Chance to get within 4 points here for the Lady Mavs.
15.
Guys, we're seeing some good basketball out here, and it's only going to get better.
Well, Sophia right there got good position. Had a chance to pick up a little trash and put it back, got the foul.
Yeah,
Let's see if she can finish it right here.
Yes. Look, Sophia Nyhouse did a lot of the dirty work in the
right.
first half. In the second half, she's been able to score. She's now got 10 points here in the second half. She's the one I think, to me, is most improved of all the Lady Mavs I've seen so far. That's a small sample size, obviously, but Lady Mavs down only 4 here. We're down 16 at one time. Oop. Good job of defense right there by Perry.
Nice.
And here's the steal.
Oh.
Well, I think what happened on that play, Nyhouse throws the ball away, but I think she was going to walk, so she just got rid of the ball. There's a nice drive by Burgee, the basket, and when you need points, this Carl Junction team going to give the ball to Destiny Burgee every time.
Well, she seems to be the go-to player, and there's a reason why. She's pretty salty out there. I like watching her play today.
First free throw's in the way, and it's no good. One thing I have noticed, too, guys, is the fact that this team, Carl Junction, doesn't have a lot of players. So several of these girls playing quite a bit, and you're kind of seeing it on the free throw lines. Burgee misses that free throw.
Yeah.
And Kylie Scott struggling a bit from the foul line here in the second half.
And, Keith, I think you go back to the full court pressure that Southside is trying to put. It just kind of wears you down a little bit.
Good job of breaking the press for the Lady Mavs.
Right back to her.
That's a good job by Nyhouse going to the hole. Doesn't get the basket, but
she got a good look at it right there.
Yes, she did.
Oh, there's a walk.
Oh, here's a breakaway shot for Scott. It's no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Scott's struggling a bit here in the second half.
She's missed some good opportunities.
Yeah. Good ball player nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
Fills up that stat sheet with rebounds, block shots, and shot on the way, no good. Fight for the rebound, a good job by Nyhouse taking the ball away.
Uh-oh.
Going to feed the ball down low to Freeman. Makes a nice extra pass. Well, she made that extra pass and took that extra step.
Yeah.
She turned to look, and I think that she saw her just for a second and couldn't get out of her hands fast enough.
Sometimes too unselfish.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, nice drive by Burgee down the lane for 2.
Timeout, Southside.
Got a timeout here, and let's go ahead and take a timeout too. We're watching Tournament Champions.
You're in business to do business, not paperwork. That's where the skills of Potts & Company certified public accountants can help you succeed. Trust the experienced professionals of Potts & Company for tax preparation, bookkeeping, and other business services. Using QuickBooks for your operations? They're QuickBooks experts. The Potts & Company team can help you establish, organize, and optimize your QuickBooks for utmost effectiveness. Visit pottscpa.com to learn more.
810 Billiards and Bowling, but it's more than billiards and more than bowling. 810 Billiards and Bowling. It's an amazing combination of games, arcade, restaurant, sports bar, and night spot, all under one roof. And coming soon to Fort Smith, 5609 Rogers Avenue across from Randall Ford. And stay tuned for more updates on their grand opening. Visit their Facebook page to enter their grand opening contest. Now taking holiday party reservations, visit 810bowling.com for the latest updates. 810 Billiards and Bowling.
Well, Buzz, I just saw the place we need to go to, bowling and billiards. Yeah. I think that may be more our speed.
We won't be running any 40s in there. But you could probably get some chili and a cookie cake, though.
And the bets might flow there. It's been a good ball game. Southside was down 17 points early here in the third period. Were able to fight their way back, only down by 7. Get the ball down low to Nyhouse, who wants to swing it back out. And there was a walk. A good job by Southside tipping that ball away, guys, and forcing the walk on Burgee. Well, actually, they're going to call a I didn't see that, guys. Okay. Well, another big difference here, too, has been having Kylie Scott down low. The Lady Mavs are trying to push that ball down low, realizing they couldn't get a shot off. They try to swing that ball back out to the perimeter. You've got those passing lanes there, and that's where a lot of steals are happening right there. to be a 1-and-1 here for Burgee. Shots on the way, no good. Fight for the rebound and to be tracked down by the Lady Bulldogs. When in doubt, get the ball to Burgee. She scored 3 points here late. Will drive to the basket, goes up for the shot, and it's good. Mavs going to have to hurry up here, down 50-41. We've got 30 seconds to go here in the ball game. Suggs did a good job, really. She's kind of semi-point here in the second half and done a very good job with those nice one-handed passes. Coach, I was telling Buzz earlier, I was really excited about some of these games coming up. You got Lamar and Bergman played for the state championship. Here's a three-point shot on the way that's good by Peyton Yaffe. She now has 10 points in the ball game. You got a little rivalry brewing there that might happen at some point in the tournament. Look at that last ball game tonight between Lamar and Sapulpa. I believe that's going to be you got small school basketball going up against a really athletic Sapulpa team. Should be a really great game. And obviously the next game, the Northside Lady Bears, every year, Buzz, you know this, and they bring it.
No, every game.
And I don't know much about Stillwell, but what I've seen from Northside is as good as they were at the beginning of the year, they're getting better. They're getting better.
Well, they were quarterfinalists last year. They went 22-7. So anytime you get over 20 wins.
Oh, no question. No question. And that guy that's coaching for the Lady Bears, he's done pretty good in his career here. I mean, he's been pretty consistent.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's on thin ice.
No.
I wouldn't say either one of the coaches over here would be on thin ice. Eric Burnett's done a great job since he's been back, too, for the Grizzlies.
And I will tell you, he's enjoyed being in the Central, though, because there's so much good basketball. He just loves competition.
Well, I give Coach Burnett a hard time, and I really felt bad. I heard him do that Blaylock commercial, and he sang the phone number.
Hey, but he's the best of the other ones. I'm telling you, he is the best of the other ones. That tells you how bad everybody else is. As a matter of fact, he wanted to, during football, he wanted to come in with anybody else that wanted to go up against him and do an audition right there.
Keith, we had some auditions during the big show. I didn't know if you heard Buzz or not. They were.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was pretty melodic. I was really impressed. I mean,
that was free advertisement too for the Blaylock Heat and Air Company.
And Burgee goes to the line for 1-and-1 here. First one's up and rolls around, no good. And there's a trip. Accidental trip there as Freeman goes down. Be the 17th foul. We've got 11.8 here to go. Southside really made a ball game out of this, only down 50-44. Tinsley Freeman will go to the line. I like Freeman's game too, Buzz. She plays under control, does a good job, a lot of good hustle, got a nice touch from about 15 feet.
Well, it's been impressive to see him hang in there. Carl Junction was really pulling away. Very impressive, with Bergman and Scott, or Burgee and Scott. But like you said, they just hung in there, and never gave up.
Well, if I'm
they're just 5 points down right now.
Yeah, if I'm a team, I'm definitely looking for Burgee out there. That's the first miss for Freeman. There's a good job by Atlanta. Perry getting the ball, goes up for the shot, no good. Nothouse gets the rebound, she'll be fouled. 6.8 to go here.
She'll get 2 shots.
Wow.
I love the effort.
You make these 2 free throws, you're a steal and a 3-pointer away from sending this one to overtime.
Yeah. Funny story about that. Eddie Sutton was at Arkansas. Or maybe it was Nolan Richardson was at Arkansas his first year or two. They were playing Southwest Missouri State out of Springfield. And Rick Schaefer was doing the game. And, we always like to talk about Mr. Positive, Rick Schaefer. He does a great job. We just kind of joke with him. It's 2 free throws by Freeman. And he names about 5 things the Razorbacks need to do to win the game. We'll come to find out they're down by 7 points with 5 seconds on the clock. So.
All right, it's 6.8 here, just down by 3.
Yeah, need a foul. It's a good job by Nothouse that she makes both free throws. Having a really good second half here for Sophia scoring the ball.
So what do you, in a situation like that, you're 6.8 seconds. I mean, you got to do one of two things. You either have to foul or you got to get a steal. They haven't been shooting very well from the free throw line, so a good call there to get the foul. So if she can miss the front end of this, how many fouls do they have?
Well, that's nine fouls. Yeah, so it's be a 1-and-1. And, Bergie's actually struggled at the foul line
she has struggled
in the second half. As soon as I say that, she's got to not shoot her touch. She's a ball player.
Yeah, that's no question.
Simple as that. She's a ball player. And she's the go-to girl when they need a basket. That's who's going to have the ball in her hands.
Well, she made two when she really needed to make two. A 5-point ball game with 4 seconds, so this one will come to an end.
Yeah, I'm not going to get the shot off as Southside going to fall here 52-47. But what a great effort, though, by the Mavs. And actually both teams a really good effort. And obviously Destiny Burgee being the difference in the ball game tonight, as I'll kind of tally her points up here.
Yeah, both teams are going to shake hands. Carl Junction to move on to the next round. They're going to have to play Bergman, who had a big win over Jones.
That'll be a good ball game, too. Those two teams go at it.
Coach, he's going to want to get an interview with Coach Shorter. Let's go to Coach Beaumont. Coach?
Thanks, Buzz. Coach Shorter, you had the hometown Southside Lady Mavericks tonight, and you got up 17, 14, 16. They fought back. But, Coach, you never let go of the rope. Your defensive pressure always found a way to get some steals for you and get you back in the game. What did you think about the outcome tonight?
Well, we were fortunate there in some positions. Our kids did a really good job of fighting. Coach Brunk's group, man, they just keep getting better and better and play extremely hard, do a lot of great things. We turned the ball over too much, and that was because of their pressure. I was proud of our kids for fighting. I felt like they went on that 8-0 run there in the second half, and we didn't have an answer. I talked to our girls about, hey, we got to step up and make sure we get a board and take care of the basketball on the other end. We wanted to try to push it too much at times, and recognizing, hey, time and score and how we need to play that out.
Coach Shorter, you got a well-rounded team, and everybody seems to contribute. But Destiny Burgee, Coach, every time you needed something to happen defensively, she found a way.
She did. She's quite a player, and she's been that way for the last 3 years. I think we've got some kids that really complement her well, and she does a great job of kind of getting our girls up and playing hard, and she's just a competitor. So we love that about her.
Coach, you advanced to the winner's bracket in the 25th anniversary of the Tournament of Champions. What does it mean to have an event where it showcases young women and their talent?
Very cool, man. Our kids are really enjoying this, and we got in here early today, and we've never been. A lot of us have never been to Fort Smith. Right. We've been to Fayetteville. That's about as far south as we've been. Really cool. Great hospitality. Awesome venue. Just loving it. So thank you,
Coach. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks, Coach. And thank you to my broadcast partner, Keith Evans. He is the voice of the Mavericks. Keith, I want you to give a quick tally here, and we'll wrap it up and get ready for the next game.
Okay, now guess I can head to the hospitality tent after that. I'll tell you.
Save me some.
If we could have video, I'd really send it to you, Buzz, just to rub it in. But you look at the good ball game tonight. Southside fell down big there in the second half. 17 were able to cut to 4, only lose by 5 points. So I know Coach Brunk's going to be pleased with the effort. As we look at the final stats for tonight for the ball game, Katie Van finished with 2 points. Felicity Suggs, 4 points. Michaela Tempest, 3 points. Tinsley Freeman had 7 points and really did a great job. Was actually 5 of 6 from the foul line there in the second half. Sophia Nyhouse, scoreless in the first half, finishes with 12 points. Peyton Yaffe, 7. Sierra Smith, 9 points in the ball game. And you look at the other side, the Carl Junction Lady Bulldogs, obviously Destiny Burgee leading scorer with 31 points. Kylie Scott, 10 points and probably a dozen rebounds. Desi Williams, 1 point. Chloe Burke, 2 points. And Hallie Shorter finished with 6. Jaden Howard, 2. For the final total of 52 points. What a great ball game. And again, now Southside plays at 4 o'clock tomorrow against Jones, Oklahoma, while what should be a really good ball game too. Carl Junction, Missouri will take on Bergman, Arkansas tomorrow.
Get some good talent. A lot of good games yet to come, and we appreciate you tuning in. Keith, it's been a blast doing it with you, shoulder to shoulder again, and hang in there. We'll probably do another one towards the end of the night on the last game.
I'll hit the hospitality room.
Let me know.
I'll be good and fat and happy time I leave there, and then I'll come back and help you. I'm really looking forward to this. Should be a great ball game tonight. Still Oklahoma North Side, but then that's the Pulpa, Oklahoma, Lamar, Arkansas game. Small school against a lot of athletes. Should be a great game. Looking forward to that.
All right, it's the Lady Bears and the Lady Indians next. Stay with us. We'll be back with more of the Tournament of Champions after this.